Hi, this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Bright Side, and I am so excited to talk about cricket. But I'm not talking about the game, though I would like to talk about it because it's now in New York, and we are so excited to have our first American cricket team, and they're doing pretty well. But I'm here to talk about cricket and cricket parties because I belong to a family that had a cricket club and we would go and play cricket all over India. And then when I came to the US, I discovered that we had a lot of cricket clubs in the US. And so every time I wanted to indulge in a game, all I had to do was go to a cricket club and watch a game and have a great time. Many of my friends host parties and then we play cricket. So it's just a culture that many of us who love cricket do. And so one of the biggest things that we have is the parties and the food. And one of the foods that we like to serve is dosas. And so I'm so happy today to have two founders of the Dosa Kitchen, and they are actually launching a product that could be at your next store if you ask for it. And then they could tell you about dosas and cricket. So over to you, Nash. You can tell us a little bit about dosas and cricket.
So growing up, I grew up in Hyderabad, India, and I ate a lot of dosas, and we played a lot of cricket. So we played a lot of gully cricket. We played a lot of teams with nearby communities. We had our own cricket team in our gully. We were at least nine of us in our gully. We played every day. We played matches. So it was a very fun time. And then come back home, and mom would just make us some dosas with some ground beef. That was our favorite. That's how I learned how to make dosas. Was she would uh, she would make my dosas, and then when it was time for her to make it, and then she said, Nash, now it's time for you to learn how to make a dosa. So I started making her a dosa, and then that's how I knew at a very young age how to make a proper dosa, because my mom taught me how to do that. Yeah.
And I have a cricket story too. So my brother would, every time I'd bat, he'd get me out because in cricket, it's not like baseball where you have four chances. You're
Like,
once you're out, you're out. And
out,
so
yeah.
we girls were always given the job to do the fielding, and we didn't want it. We wanted to be batsmen, but we were always left to the field. So my mom said, "Look, I'll teach you a secret." And she said, "Come and make dosas, and your brother is going to come running after the game, and you're going to be the star of the kitchen." And so that's how I learned how to make dosas over cricket. And of course, the whole cricket team would come back to us, and we would have so much power over the boys over cricket. So
It was amazing.
so dosas are really, they kind of go hand in hand with cricket, really.
Yeah.
Or a hot paratha would be another option that people would want after their game.
So in our food truck, we have something called the Dosa dog, and it's a grass-fed hot dog wrapped in a thick dosa with cheese and sauerkraut and mustard and Mysore chutney or Mysore chutney. And we think in for baseball, you have traditional hot dog
Yeah.
stand, and for cricket, it could be a dosa dog.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be wildly successful.
That's very
It
true.
could be veg and non-veg dogs,
Yeah, yeah. I bet it was
for people.
delicious too. Yeah, yeah. And I think, you're right, Leda, because as we look at our kids and the changing environment of the younger generation wanting more Americanized foods like hot dogs and so having American variations to the dosas makes a big change because American food is outstanding. And so to have a dosa variation is great. You could also have a dosa burger too, I'm thinking. Yeah. So it kind of, goes well together. And especially for those who want to give up bread and having a fermented food, I think that would be a good healthy alternative as well. So yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Cricket and cricket parties and cricket clubs and dosas kind of go well together. So that gives another reason for supermarkets, gourmet stores, high-end fine dining. I think everybody should definitely consider going to Dosa Kitchen. Or head to Vermont to their food truck and try it for yourself. So thank you for watching Brightside, where we discover new things. And here we have discovered Leda and Nash and the Dosa Kitchen.